Welcome to the Tearing It Up podcast. I'm your host, Taryn. We'll be tearing it up, tearing it down, and tearing it apart, dissecting all things related to those who deviate from the standard. From leaders of their industry to leaders of mediocrity, and maybe a gear review or two thrown in. We shoot the shit and let the conversations flow, so if that's not your style, this may not be for you. Otherwise, listen in. Hope to light a fire in you somehow. Here we are. We're recording. Okay, we have that blank space, which they actually call like the millennial pause. Yeah, I'll tell you about that. But we had it because we're like waiting for our lady to say recording in progress. Yeah. But we're trying something new today. We are on a different platform that has a live chat option, which is super cool because all you listeners out there can join it and you don't have to worry your audio or video won't be on. You just get to see and hear us, and then you can send messages to us. You can start a chat with others in the chat, and it's just a fun thing. I've been a part of the chat from another podcast, which is how I found out about this. So we're excited to give it a shot and use this platform for a little while and see what happens. Today, I'm in my elf hat, and we're going to do a little gift guide. I forgot about it, and literally until this morning, and I was like, where is it? But we talked about doing a gift guide last year, and by the time we would have gotten around to it, it would have been like Christmas. So we never did it. And I thought it would just be a little fun thing to do, give some people ideas, because I know that I am always like looking for fun ideas for friends or family or whatever. So I just like to hear other people's opinions. So we've got some options, some stuff that like our own ideas, whether they're things we want ourselves or we put some questions out on Instagram from people. I got a ton of suggestions from my sister-in-law for like little kiddos. Cute. So, and all this stuff, I'll either like, it'll probably be easiest to like throw it in a blog or something and then link that to the show notes, rather than link everything individually in the show notes themselves. But we'll figure it out and find the best way to get all the info to you peeps. And yeah, but first off, Amber, how's it going?
Oh, it's going good. It's been a busy week, and I'm taking a final later on after this, and then I have to go to work, and I also have to type up a brochure by midnight tonight.
Wait, you have to take a final tonight?
Yeah. I know. I just told Murray that, and he was like, you have a final on Sunday? And I'm like, yeah, I know. Tell me about it. But
yeah, that ain't cool. That ain't
cool.
Not at all. Where are you working tonight? The steakhouse or Peaks and Pints?
Yeah, it's the steakhouse, baby.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
How about you? What do you got?
Well,
what do you got? What's up with Taryn? Yeah, I feel that.
It's just been a really busy week. So I'm really happy that it's Sunday. I mean, yesterday we had our first wrestling tournament of the season. It was about an hour and a half away from Truckee, so not too bad or anything. Towards the end of the day, I definitely started getting really tired, but I was happy to be there. I was like, Saturday morning, I was like, okay, this is the last like thing to check off for the week, but I'm also like really excited for it. It didn't feel like work or anything. I was really excited to see how the kids responded to their first tournament, because most of them, it was their first tournament, and we were really impressed and really happy with everybody's performance. We, didn't have a whole lot of wins or anything, but said this is a lot of the kids' first year. And so it's their first match ever. And it can be a rude awakening to like wrestle a full on match and like see how tiring it actually is when you're wrestling somebody who wants to beat you rather than in practice. Like in practice, we wrestle live and try to get them to, go full steam at each other and challenge each other, but it's still very different than wrestling a true opponent. So I think a lot of them were surprised. Hopefully none of them were like too scared. A lot of them were like, holy crap, my stamina is awful. Like, we can only preach so much and tell you when we're doing conditioning, like how much this matters. but it was good. It was a great tournament because of the way it set up. It was a team duel instead of an individual tournament. So each one of the kids got, well, because of forfeits and some teams not having weight classes, not every kid got 5 matches, but a lot of them did. And at least 3 matches. So that was really cool just to get that mat time. And yeah, now they'll realize on Monday, tomorrow during practice of like what they need to
Work on.
how to kick it into gear,
Yeah.
basically, and what they can work on. And but yeah, we were really, really happy with the performance and the effort. No one just like went out there and gave up, and that was really great. So I think we have a really great team on our hands, and can have some fun with the rest of the season, and hopefully get them all some wins.
Yeah. Okay, so I have an 8-year-old son. 8-year-olds are significantly tinier than humans, and I was going to ask Taryn, how do I wrestle my son? Because he just wants
Very
to wrestle.
gently.
Yes. And I'm like, dude, this isn't fun because it's unfair. And like,
yeah,
but I
totally
still mess around. But then I end up just like tickling him, and
that's fun.
yeah,
I mean,
it would be nice to like,
just like wrestling him around. It's hard when we have the youth practice, sometimes you're trying to show moves on these tiny humans, and it's like, this is so crazy. You just like accidentally pick them all the way up. But why don't you get him into it?
Yeah, I actually have been thinking about definitely doing that. I don't know any resources around here, but I'm sure that like the school offers wrestling programs.
Oh yeah, because he's just in elementary school, so the elementary school won't. But I mean, we did it through the Boys and Girls Club.
Cool.
So just look up youth wrestling in Tacoma, and there was a lot of programs around when we were little, and I don't think there might be a little less. I kind of doubt it, though. If anything, there's more. So yeah, look it up and find out where some practices are happening. Maybe you can just like take him to one and show him like what it's all about. I feel like it's a sport that even for little kids, boys, girls, whatever, it can be a little intimidating to get started on if you don't have a friend that you're like going to practice with.
Yes.
Like, because it's so just mano y mano. But I mean, Quincy's a pretty outgoing kid,
and very competitive.
Yeah, so it might be easier for him. But yeah, we're trying to figure out how to get some more girls on the team, and that's a struggle. But anyway, before we bore you too much with all that, we'll get into our holiday episode here. And I just wanted to say that I am in my holiday era right now. I've got my elf hat again and was fully ready for like a peppermint mocha. I got one yesterday because I have these Starbucks cards. So I stopped on my way to the tournament and finally got my first one of the year. And this morning I wanted another one so bad, but the only thing I have of peppermint is peppermint schnapps. And I was like, I really thought about it. No, I didn't. But I was saying, like, it was a long week. Today's Sunday. Like, Andrew's gonna go play some disc golf. And I can organize around here. This place, as usual, gets to be a mess because it's a tiny space. That I was like, why not? Why not just pour a little peppermint in there? But it's like, no.
You're so
10 a.m.
You're so responsible. I'm very proud.
I know. Too responsible. I got to work out sometime today. So anyways, we'll give you guys all a little bit of some gifting ideas, and this might go by fast, and maybe we'll get into our usual random banter. But we've got like some ideas for kind of the knick-knacky stuff, miscellaneous stuff, outdoorsy people, fitness specific, kids, all sorts of different things. So I'm going to start with some fitness, and Amber just throw some stuff in here because I did put together a little blog on my website with some 5 ideas. So these are like general ideas. I listed a couple brands for some of them, but more so it's like, here's an idea, and then you can kind of zero in on the brand or the specific item that might work out for the person. So for me with fitness, equipment was high up on the list because I look at it as I compare it to like buying toiletries or cleaning supplies. Like you have to buy the stuff, but when you go to the store and you're buying, like replenishing most of that stuff and you get to the checkout, you're like, wow, I just spent so much money and I can't like snack on any of this. So um, it's like with equipment for working out, like you need it, you've got to have it, but and it, it could be fun. I guess that's arguable, but it's not as fun as like a new pair of leggings
Yeah.
or like something or a new pair of shoes, something you can wear and just like see
Show off.
to show
Yeah.
off. Yeah. Like buying underwear or something,
You're
just your
like,
regular
ooh, I
underwear.
got a
Yeah.
secret.
Yeah, totally. So equipment is a great one. And I think especially for anybody who is out there trying to build up a little home gym. So for the person who maybe doesn't have a gym membership for whatever reason, whether they just don't have the time to go to the gym and it's easier for them to work out at home, or they've got little kids or a crazy schedule, whatever the case is, they work out at home a little more often and they're building up that gym, then adding some light weights to their arsenal is awesome. Or bands, there's like boxes, there's balls, medicine balls, things like that. But, that all depends on the space they have, right? So
Yeah.
I'd stick to more to like little kettlebells or dumbbells and bands. Bands can be
Yeah.
great.
Do you
And
still
then,
have any more of your bands that you were selling?
yeah, yes, I
Awesome.
do have quite a few left of my little glute bands. So those are great. You can get, so I'll post those as well. So they're like a mini loop band that you pull up, you put around your knees or your ankles, and they can be great for like squats, just adding a little extra. And the thing with that is they can be used in the warm up, or you can use them like for the full workout. And then you can also use them on top of using weights. So you have the ability to make things harder with bands or just use them for little workouts or mobility exercises. And then there's really big circle loop bands too that you can full on put around like your body and add tension for deadlifts or again, just warming up with them. So lots of options there with the bands and little dumbbells and kettlebells and whatnot. But like I said, those are things that they can be a little bit costly. The lighter the weights, generally weights get more expensive by how heavy they are. Sometimes, well, back in the day, it was like $1 a pound or something. Now it just really depends. But when you're getting to those heavier weights, yeah, it's like, oh, I don't want to spend, $40 on this dumbbell right now. Like I got to go buy this or that. But so that's where I said it can be a little nice to receive something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I think gifts are things that you'll use. What are a good gift is things that you're going to use and that you want, but it's a little bit hard for you to spend the money on yourself.
Yeah.
Like those are great gifts.
Another good like workout gift would be like a gift certificate to a local yoga shop or like a gift
I
certificate.
have that listed.
Yeah. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
And you're supporting local. Like I feel like we should definitely try to focus on supporting local as much as possible because picking something up from Kmart, Target, whatever, Kmart's not a thing, but is significantly more impactful to someone who owns a small business than it is the big conglomerates. So
yep, absolutely. And so that kind of goes hand in hand with how I brought up equipment with like for people who are working out from home, because whatever reason that they're not at a gym or a studio. So if you can give them a little 10 class pass or a month membership, depending on the cost, obviously, but that could be super helpful for the person because it is nice to get out of the house. Like for whatever reason they are working out at home, it's still nice to switch it up, get out and do the thing. So yeah,
and
to
be
say
with a group
5
of
classes.
people.
Yeah. Or it could also be, a good supplement to what they're doing. So maybe if this person is just doing strength training at home, a 5-class yoga pack is just amazing to them because it's balancing out their overall routine. Or vice versa. They're just doing yoga at home. So here's a 5-class pack to a group fitness studio. There's tons of studios around that do there's like Orange Theory, so they do strength training stuff. I just know that that's right there in Tacoma. Here in Truckee, we have Live, and that's a great fitness studio. They do Les Mills classes, so they do strength classes and spin classes. And then there's also, just gyms around that are great because they can either use that class pass or month pass for going to the gym and doing like free weights and working out, or they can take any of the classes the gym offers. Sometimes these gyms will have saunas and things like that. So that's just an awesome amenity for people to enjoy. So that's a really great option as a gift card or 10 class pack, month class or something, or month pass rather, to a studio. And then of course there's the apparel, like leggings. So in my gift guide that I made, I only put leggings and joggers. I did not touch on the tops because I feel like tops are so much harder for a woman anyway than pants are. Mm-hmm. And I think my logic around that is the fact that a lot of these style of pants, like yoga pants or joggers, just go small, medium, large. They're like that sizing and not numerical sizing. So there's usually, and there's extra small and extra large, sometimes double X on either side, but you're looking at like 5 size options rather than the numerical of like 00 to 24 or something.
Yep.
So there's more variability between those sizes. Like more people can fit in a small or a medium or a large rather than like guessing like, is she a 10 or a 12? A large will most likely fall through a few of those ranges. So yeah, I think it's much easier if you're going to gift apparel, because that's really hard to do unless you really know the person, that leggings and joggers is a much safer bet than a top. So I listed a few of my favorites, which are Viore joggers are the absolute most comfy and best. And I use them for everything. Like I will work out in them. I'll go on walks when I use them for wrestling practice and then just lounging around. Nice. And then they have a legging that I really love. Viore's known for their very soft, buttery like feel of their fabric. And this particular legging that is my favorite of theirs to work out in isn't that soft feel that they're known for. It's still really comfy, but it's a little more compressive and it has a pocket and it just stays in place very well. Like it's not where you have to sweat first and then you quit pulling them up, you know? So, so I've loved those, and I listed a couple other brands too. I won't really go completely through the list because I'll put this in the show notes too. You guys can look at the blog. But like I said, leggings, joggers, something like that is great for the fitness enthusiast, whether they're at home or in the gym, because like I said, you can totally wear joggers to work out. We don't have to be in matching sets, right, with your sports bra and legging, and like they're the same color and pattern and cute little gym girlies. If you are that, good for you, awesome. But also you can wear a t-shirt and sweats, and who the fuck cares what you look like when you're working out? Just work out.
Yes. Ugh, that's real.
Yeah. And then I had a yoga mat, as well as I listed my favorite big mat that I've been using from Kama Surfaces, which, to your point, Amber, when you brought up the yoga studio pass, this is a small brand. It's a woman-owned brand, local around here in the Tahoe area, and they make a few different sizes of these little mats that you can take out and use as just little platforms. They have super tiny ones you can throw a strap around and bike around, and either just use it as a little sitting pad or a pad to stand on if you're changing, like if you were surfing or something. I have the Mondo mat, which is big enough to actually do yoga on. Their other mats are not quite big enough for that, but just more of a surface to provide like sitting or changing or whatever. But the Mondo mat is definitely big enough to do yoga on. And so I love to take that around with me anytime I'm out and about. Like in the summer, it just lives in my truck to throw down for whatever event. And then just a good yoga mat for inside is nice. Even if you aren't doing yoga, it's nice to have that little space of like, this is my workout space. Mm-hmm. And I had it down as far as, you're starting to work out at home, and a lot of times excuses get in our way of like, I got to clean first.
Yes. Oh my
like
God.
This carpet or floor is disgusting. Like, I'm going to have to vacuum and steam clean and do all this before I can get down and work out. Yep. But throw your mat down and just ignore it and stay to that space and like get it done. And it also, if you're in the house, if you're on carpet, it's still not very grippy if you're working out barefoot or in socks. So the yoga mat gives you extra grip. Sometimes I do wear shoes when I'm working out inside because depending on what I'm doing, if I really need some extra grip. And so same thing if you're on like hardwood floor, it gives you that grip and like solidifies you a bit. So
Yes.
yoga mats are
Ground.
great. And then lastly, I just had headphones because even if you're working out from home, sometimes you got to just put your headphones on and cancel out the noise. So maybe there's other people in the house or other things going on in the house. So having some headphones and you just want to go do your yoga or do your workout, throw some in. So I have some earbuds listed, and then another favorite of mine they're called shocks, and they're actually like a bone conduction. So they sit outside of your ear. So you can still hear what's going on. Those are my favorite for like going on walks and stuff, because then I'm not completely canceling out what's happening around me, and I can pay attention to like what the dogs are up to, and if there's any other cars or people or things coming up the road. But when I want to like, yeah.
Amazon has a deal on them right now, 22% off, 23% off. Those shocks.
Yeah. Yeah, they usually do a good holiday sale, like starting Black Friday and through Christmas. They're usually on sale. And there's a few different versions of them. So just depending on sound quality and battery life is where things change, and the waterproofness of them. So they also have a new one I haven't tried yet, but hopefully we'll be able to soon. They're called the Open Fit. So they do sit a little more in your ear. They're not the full open ear technology of the others, but instead of one piece, they're two separate like earbuds, but they wrap around the ear. And yeah, I'm excited to try those because with the earbuds, so I have the Jaybirds that I listed that are noise canceling. Sometimes they pop out of my ear. I've always had problems with earbuds. They don't, either they hurt or they don't quite fit. So sometimes they'll pop out of my ear. And so with the new Open Fit ones, they wrap around your ear so they won't fall out. But then what I like is I can only keep one in if I want, because sometimes I'd need just a little bit. So if I just have one in on my ear, and they fit under like a beanie better than the regular open runs that wrap around your head.
Sick.
So yeah, check those out.
Always
in the
love
blog,
good headphones recommendations, earbuds.
Yeah. Everything in the blog is linked, but that's what I had for the fitness side of things. And I just wanted to start there because I knew I had a solid list of things.
And this this link is really incredible. And my friend Jess, that stock photo that you found is actually somebody that I know.
Yes. Yeah. I wanted to talk about that. That was so funny. The cover photo I used for this blog, as well as some stock photos that I used for like the Instagram post. I just went on Canva and used their stock photos because any photo I have is just, I don't know. I just wanted like a nice professional looking one that had a lot of white space where I could fit words. And so I typed in, I'm like, oh yeah, this girl looks like a real human. Like she doesn't look like this, like it's a total model shoot thing. She has the kind of fitness equipment that I use, and is really like portrayed a strength training woman that looked like a real fucking woman. And obviously they all are real women, but this is actually a person we ended up knowing. So I post this to Instagram, and Amber's like, is that Jess? And I was like, in my head, I'm like, no way. Like, what are no, probably looks a lot like her, but no. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I look closer, and then I start looking at her Instagram, and then I'm zeroing in on the tattoos. And that is totally her. So it turns out to be this woman that I don't really know her at all, but Amber does.
We
and is in the Washington area.
Babies in the same room at the same hospital, and we're like pregnant at the same time. And yeah, Jess has been in and out of my life, and same with her boy. And yeah, it's just super freaking small world, man.
So crazy. I cannot believe that this woman that we actually know and have a connection to was the stock photo I used. I was like,
I'll have to let her know.
And I'm like, it can't be, because like if they're on there, it wouldn't be my fault, like my copyright infringement. But if they were on there and she didn't know, like, yeah, but they were taken by a professional photographer. So I don't know how they got on there, but hopefully it's all all good.
Legit. Yeah, I'll have to
Yeah.
touch base with her and see what's up.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jess. Hey, girl.
Totally, and even if it's not, it's like, take them off Canva, but can I use them because I love
Yeah.
these?
Yeah, yeah,
And, like,
yeah.
now it even makes it better because it truly is a person that I know of, and she was a trainer. I'm not sure what she's up to now, big mountain biker, so I'm like, "Fuck
Big
yeah." Like,
mountain biker,
she is a
yeah.
person that I would love to have represent, like, what I represent, so
Yeah.
so,
Or
yeah,
even
that was
have
a
her on the
funny.
pod, man. Like,
Yeah, I wonder what she's up
got
to.
a
You'll have
yeah,
Yeah,
I'll reach out
maybe
to
you
her.
can reach out to her. Yeah, cool. Um, oh, yeah. So another kind of on the small business train, I think that's where I wanna go
Yeah.
next. I mean, you can't go wrong with anything from a small business. So whether it's a product-based business or a gift card, someone you know that owns a local gym or studio, or you don't even have to know them, but you just like that business and you know that's something that the person you're gifting to would enjoy. But I know I have a lot of friends who own small businesses, whether they're product based. And so I'd love to link those, and Amber, send me some of your friends' businesses in Tacoma, and we'll just link them all, and I'll put together like a little blog post because
Yeah.
we're never going to remember all of them. But like jewelry, Becca, our good friend, Buena Onda, I mean, she makes beautiful jewelry right now. She is not doing that full time, so she's really only taking on some customs, but we'll link her. My friend Allison here in Truckee, she makes this awesome macrame and shelves. Like they burn the wood, like burnt wood shelves, and these beautiful pieces
Oh,
of
that's
art
cool.
made out of this burnt wood. So she's amazing, and I know a couple other people who do some macrame stuff. And then like spa wise, my sister-in-law Jen. Sometimes I just call her Jennifer for
Local
fun.
to Tacoma.
But yep, in Tacoma, Oaks and Alder. So she's got a day spa there. There's several different women in there who have their own services. So you can kind of go in there and find out, who does what, who's doing facials, massages, gift cards for that. But they also have a lot of great product in there. So buying some of the good product for a friend, or, a thing is like, all right, a massage or a gift certificate for a service might be a little too much for you. Like maybe that's a little too expensive for what you're trying to gift. So go into that place that's
Mhm.
maybe your friend's favorite salon or whatnot, and maybe you can buy some product, or even just like we don't have to. It doesn't have to be a full massage or service, right? You don't have to say, here's the full cost for a facial,
Yeah.
but here's $50 to this establishment, and you can put that towards anything. And then that just makes it a little bit easier for
Yeah.
them to be able to go in and get the facial or the massage, so that they're not spending the whole thing out of pocket. So I think we just have to remember that too. You don't
Yeah.
have to, it doesn't have to be the whole entire service plus tip to be something, to mean something to that person.
Yeah. And both you and I have gotten treatments from there, and my experience was absolutely lovely. Like, you just walk in and the vibe and the aesthetic is like relaxing and chill, and all the people there who do the services, which a lot of them come into my local bar, and I know them, and they're just great women, and it's a lovely, lovely, lovely small business.
It is one of the things that is like just makes me so sad about being so far away, is that
Yes.
I can't go in there all the time just to say hi or sit and chat
Mhm.
and do these
Or
things more
drop off a
often. Or
coffee.
yeah, totally. I just love it so much. And then the girl who does my hair here in Truckee, Kelsey, she opened her own salon. Gosh, I think she just celebrated her 2-year anniversary. But every time I go in to get my hair done there, I'm like, I just want to hang out here all day. Like, they just make these places
Mhm.
like so relaxing and welcoming. It's like, oh, can I get you a
Yeah.
coffee or a champagne? All these drinks. I'm just like, oh, I love this. It's like serve at your service, and it's
Yeah.
beautiful. So yeah, Ash and Honey here in Truckee, they have a great team of women doing hair there. So check that out if you're in Truckee. Again, gift certificates there. I don't know exactly how those would work with even at Oaks and Alder, because the women who work there like rent the space, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's an overall gift card, like here's a gift card to Ash and Honey and you can choose your provider. I think you'd have to go in and kind of find out like who they would like to get it done from, or who you would like to gift it to. Like for massage, like if they don't have a favorite person already, then I think you could just find someone there and figure out how to do it. But if you know that their girl is like, my girl's Kelsey, so how, you'd have to go talk to Kelsey and figure out how I could get a gift card for her service. But yeah, again, just great ideas to support those local businesses. Yes, go ahead.
Yes. And for ballers on a budget like myself this year, I discovered like massage candles this year. I may have talked about it on here or not.
Oh
but
yeah, I don't think you did talk about it on here, but I think we talked about it.
Well, I discovered massage candles. They are lovely little romantic treats for yourself or you and your partner. And I was going to look up a recipe and make massage candles for my buds because I am a huge fan. I'm like, touch is like my love language and I love massages. And so I was gonna, don't tell anyone, but I was gonna make people massage candles for Christmas. I'm a baller on a budget this year.
That is so great. And because I don't have a lot of ideas like that of DIYs because I just am not that creative, at least not right now, but I'll go on Pinterest sometimes and do it. But I love that so much. So we'll have to think of more, some more DIYs, or if you have any of those ideas, then send them our way for sure. So hopefully after this episode too, this will air and there will still be some time for shopping. So give us all of your ideas and we can add them in to the blog and to posts and stuff like that. But candles is on my list for sure, for whether they're just scent aroma therapy or massage, because I love myself a good candle. And again, it's one of those things that candles can be pretty pricey. So it's like, oh, especially good candles, right? The soy candles, candles that don't have all these weird toxins. Pretty much, I think, look, I do buy candles from Rite Aid and Costco and cheap candles because I can be very cheap on that spectrum, but it doesn't mean that I'm not thinking about how the fact of it feels like it's Febreze just poured into wax or something, I'm sure there's tons of chemicals in them, and I do try to get some nice ones here and there, but man, candles can be like $40 a pop, and you're like, oh god, it makes you not even want to burn them. I'm like, I can only burn this thing for an hour a day, and I have to be right in front of it. Like, I have to make sure I'm getting all of the essence from it. So candles are a great gift, especially nice candles. So I have this under kind of like little knick-knacky stuff. This was when we posted our Instagram question, this answer was in there, and it was claw clips. And it was kind of a joke, kind of not, because claw clips are all the rage these days.
Like
and
for hair.
Hillary and I, for hair. Hillary and I had a conversation about them, and she sent me a link of some that she likes. So I can link those, but I know that, again, at my hair salon, they have accessories like that too. So you're supporting the small business and getting good product. But yeah, if someone wants those little knick-knacky things, stocking stuffers, maybe if it's for family or friends that you're doing something like that, or like White Elephant, you could put together a little package of little hair accessories like claw clips, and then I use telly ties. Have you heard of those?
Oh, no, never.
They're a hair tie, and they're called telly ties because it looks like the old school telephone cord, like their little spiral.
Oh, yes. Okay, got it. I always wondered what those were called.
They come in a bunch of different colors and patterns and stuff. And at first, I'm going to say I talked shit on them for sure. We brought them into the store downtown, and we were like, what the heck is this? Is this like turning into a store for 14-year-old girls? But then I was like, all right, let me try it before I really talk too much crap. And their shtick is that they're not supposed to get caught in your hair like regular hair ties do, like the elastics. But I don't know. I think that that just has to do also with how you remove them from your hair. And I'm just a beast. And I like, when I brush my hair, just run through it. I don't start from the bottom and slowly go
Yeah.
up. I rip through it. When I'm taking my hair out, I just pull the whole thing out. I don't try to like gently undo it. So I just think there's nothing that's really going to prevent me from pulling out some hair when doing it. But I would say I definitely lose less hair with telly ties than the regular elastics. And then, yeah, I don't know. I've just always been so used to having stuff around my wrist. I have a really weird thing about it. I constantly wear my watch, and I had these bracelets, these little bracelets always around my wrist, and then a hair tie always. So without something around my wrist, it feels naked. But the telly ties, a lot of people think they're like little bracelets when they just see them.
Yeah.
So yeah, they could be a cute little just accessory. They have all different sizes there. So little hair accessories can be good stocking stuffers, and socks, I think. I mean, again, who doesn't love socks?
Yes. Always and
I used
forever, even if they're not like the expensive Bombas, like just a solid pair of wool socks, baby.
Yep. Yeah. Socks are a good one. Especially if someone does a specific activity, because these days, all these sock brands, they have obviously the biggest thing is going to be like the material, so how they're wicking away sweat and how like thick they are. So between like a run, a hike, those kinds of socks, or like a regular crew sock, yeah, what really makes a difference is the material it's made out of and the wicking and then the cushioning of it. So an everyday like crew sock, then ski socks. But I would say, I think you have to know the person's preference on ski or snowboard
Yes.
socks, because I think those are the hardest. Other socks, just whatever, everyday socks, wear them around without shoes, wear them around the house, whatever. But when you get into a specific sport, you got to kind of know, because I wear thin ski socks.
Oh, interesting.
And I think most people should, but we have this idea in our head that a thick sock means you're going to be nice and warm. When you're at home lounging, a thick sock, like the old school, like Carhartt boot socks or something, like will be nice and warm. But when you're skiing or doing anything active, so also I pick my socks strategically every day because it depends on what shoe I'm wearing and what I'm doing. But thin socks take away that moisture better. So if you're wearing a thick sock and you're out hiking around or skiing or something, then it's going to take a lot more to get that moisture out. The sock isn't going to dry out itself. Thus, your foot is still going to be cold. So a thin sock will keep your feet warmer despite, it not feeling like it because it's so thin. But it ultimately, when you're doing an activity, the thin sock gets that moisture off your foot better than a thick sock will. So keep that in mind for your
less material.
Yeah, keep that in mind for your athletic endeavors. And then plus with skiing, it's not as big of a deal with snowboarding. Typically, we have a little more room in our snowboard boots than skiers do in their ski boots. But a sock can actually like make or break the way a ski boot fits. You have a big old thick sock on and you shove that in your ski boot, it might be even more uncomfortable. So, if you're looking to buy ski socks for a real diehard skier or snowboarder, then I would make sure you know what kind of sock they like first, because you just like you want them to actually use it. I mean, what's so hard about buying gifts for me is wondering if the person's going to actually use it, because I don't want to spend my money on something that someone's not going to actually use.
Amen, baby.
And I also want to get them something they want. So like, what do they want? What are they going to use? Like, why are we wasting all of our time here if you're not going to actually use this? And if you don't like it,
and money,
like, tell me. I will exchange it for you or whatever. But like, let's get you something you're going to use. Don't hold on to it if you're not going to use it. But hats? I mean, beanies are great. Like, kind of on the stocking stuffer side. Do you have any?
I like to use stocking stuffers for ways to like re-up like things that people use every day, like toothpaste or gloves. Like for my kiddo, this is the time of year that I use to like revamp his winter wardrobe. I mean, not fun. Like it's not like fun gifts, but it just is a great opportunity to use this to get people stuff that they need for the winter, like gloves and socks
Yeah.
and like base layers. You might not
But
be able to
that's
fit it into a stocking, but who doesn't love a good freaking base layer? Give me all the little base
absolutely.
layers.
I think that's a really great point because it doesn't have to be fun. And that's what we've already talked about with some of the
Yeah.
stuff that in the fitness realm. Right. For me as a receiver, it's not all about like, oh, this fun, awesome stuff, but it's the practical things that
Yes.
like I don't always want to spend the money on
The
because I want
money
to spend
on.
my money
Yes.
on the fun things. Like I'll buy
Yes.
the fun things. Now I need
Yeah.
someone to buy me the practical things. Like,
Yeah.
my mom every year is like, "What do you want for Christmas?" I'm like, "My bill's paid."
Yeah.
She's like, "That's not fun." I'm like, "Yeah, but
But
if you do that, like, yeah, if you're gonna give me money, like, it's going to be the same thing. If you're like, here's just like $100, like, well, if I put that $100 towards a bill, then I'll use like $100 towards something fun. Like, it goes that way. But I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you, lady. Like,
yeah.
that's what I
Also,
want for Christmas.
a fun thing to do for gift giving is like curating a stocking towards your friend who's a baker, or curating your stockings to friends who love doggies, and just like doing curated little stockings for whatever this person is who you love, that you're like, I want to give you this cute little stocking stuffer thing. So yeah, if you
I
have a baker
love
in your
that.
life, if you have someone who loves dogs, like it may be not the funnest to give somebody like stuff for their dog, but if they love their dog enough, they're going to be hype on like this cute little curated stocking that you got for
Yeah.
them.
Little collar or
Dog
treats
treats,
or
dog toys.
little gift card to the pet store because again
Yeah.
that could go towards like dog food because again we're all
Mhm.
many of us, even in our mid 30s, are in situations of the way the financials and economy is
Yeah.
that little things like that help. So you're giving
Yes.
a little bag like that to the dog lover and there's a $50 gift card to the pet store and it's like awesome. I can use this towards whatever I want for my dog. Is that going to go towards their dog food?
Yeah.
Is that going to go towards towards a toy? Like whatever.
Mhm.
Speaking of dogs, Andrew just
Uh,
sent me a picture of Piglet curled up right next to him, so
oh,
snuggly.
buddy. Oh, also another great gift idea is like gifting people framed photos, you know what I mean? Or even
Oh, yes.
like making a photo book for someone. Like I did that for Marie's mom for the longest time, and it was
I
just
love
such a
that.
treat to like share your memories, or like even for your parents, getting them one of those picture frames that cycles through the pictures if you
Mhm.
just like put a chip in it. Like that's a huge
Yep.
awesome, people love that. People freaking love that. And
Speaking
another
of
gift.
oh, yeah, go ahead,
Oh,
sorry.
you go girl, you go.
Oh, well, just the picture frame thing. My mom, I think Jen and TK got that for my mom. I don't know if they got her too
Yep.
or if she just got herself another one, but, I think they're called Aura. And what's cool about that one is you can invite people to your frame. So she invited
Awesome.
me and now I can upload. I have my own login and
Cute.
I upload pictures to her frame. So pictures of
Perfect.
me just randomly appear. So
And it's
when
just like
we
you live far away, and so it's just a great way to share your lives with the people that you love that are far away.
yeah, and once you upload them, like so you can upload them too. And like the person doesn't have to go. I'm pretty sure the person does not have to go in there and like, okay, I upload them, and now they're just going through her frame. So like, so my mom can just be sitting there and all of a sudden see this picture that I took like yesterday of all of us or something.
Yeah.
I did that last year when we took our little family photos, Christmas photos out here. Then I just uploaded them to my mom's frame. So yeah, those are really
Cute.
great for the family and friends that are far away because we used to feel like that's what Facebook used to be all about, right? It was connection, and then we got to the point that, like that's the only people on Facebook now is the aunts and uncles and moms and dads and things trying to follow along
Yeah.
and post all these pictures. So this is a great way because it doesn't have to be on social media; it's just straight to them,
Yeah.
and you don't have
Mhm.
to see their silly comments.
Yeah, very true.
But what else were you gonna say after
Another
the pictures?
Um, another fun curated little stocking thing is for the person who's a gardener. Like now is the time, almost like January or February around here is when you start your seeds indoors. So if you make them like a little curated gardening stocking, or like I have a gift idea that I want to give somebody who's into shrimp. So I'm going to get
Shrimp?
them a little like, yeah, a little like shrimp terrarium, like one of those like independent ecosystems that are like in these globes that will just live on forever because everything these creatures need is in these little ecosystems. So that's another fun
That's so
idea
cool.
for the like naturalist nerd, or like, you know, people who love natural things like gardening
I
and all that.
love it. I wanted to. Oh, one other thing that reminded me on the Facebook kind of spectrum. You know, on Facebook these days, when it's your birthday, asks you if there's a charity you want to donate to. And then so
Yes.
for your birthday, you can post that on Facebook. Like for my birthday, I'm donating to this charity, so other people can put $5 towards whatever charity on like in your name, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that was another thing that came up when we asked our question on Instagram, that someone suggested money to the charity of the gift receivers. I can't say it. Yeah, recipients choosing. So I thought that was a great idea too for the person who, you know, there's an organization they really, really care about. Giving some money towards that, like under their name or whatnot.
Yeah, and try to keep it local. Try to
Yep.
keep it local.
Local if you can, but like a lot of these organizations can be national. I mean, like for me, Wrestle Like a Girl is a nonprofit organization. So yeah, if anyone was like, I want to give money towards that for as a Christmas present, I'd be like, hell yeah, you know,
Yeah.
anything you care deeply about. So for those, I don't think it has to be super local, you know, just make
Yeah,
sure it's
true.
legit.
Yes.
Like it's a
Yes,
legitimate organization. They're not trying to, you know, the people who own the organization are not actually pocketing the money and, you know, going to go start a cult or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Um,
and
another good gift thing to give people that you know well or don't know well is like people who, like, for example, Murray has this fucking hat that he wears all the time and he needs a new one really bad. So I'm going to get him a new signature hat that he wears all the time. Like, I don't know if you know someone who has something that they wear all the time, like shoes or whatever, and they're all gnarly and just like,
yeah.
It's like, bro, we need to get you a new one. Like, let's just re-up your thing that you use all the time and get you a new one. Replace the old.
Yeah, for Andrew, that is these Tiva slippers that I bought him.
There we go.
A few years ago. I don't know. I think for his birthday or something. It was either birthday or Christmas. I think it was his birthday, then Christmas. Maybe there was Sherpa ones. But anyways, he wears only those as shoes. I'm sure I've talked about it. He does not wear a shoe anymore unless he has to wear a boot to go outside. And yeah, they get to the point every year that it's like, you need new ones. He just got new ones for his birthday. So I don't know if he needs another pair for Christmas. Me and his mom joke of like, I created a monster and we can't buy them for him anymore. But because he won't wear shoes. But yeah, that would be one of those examples for sure. Is like just re-upping the Tivas. So yeah, re-upping the thing that someone just loves so much. They don't want anything else. They just want that. But you cannot let them wear their current version anymore.
Yeah. Or like when people are like, I want to, or like for your friends who are like, for example, us or you being like, I want to start a podcast. I want to start a podcast. Getting them a microphone or like getting them something that will get them to doing the thing that they've been saying, I want to do forever. And then another good, you go, let's elaborate on this. And then I have another one.
Just so that, I think like courses, again, you kind of have to vet them. These days, a lot of people put out courses and they just churn them out and you don't know what's good quality or whatnot. But I know personally, I have done a lot of courses and they're not all expensive. They could be, and there's a lot of free ones too. But to help that person who wants to get started, do a little research and find something that you could maybe gift them of, hey, here's a little e-course on how
Yeah.
to start a podcast.
Yes.
And they would really appreciate that because, again, it's hard to invest in yourself when you have no idea if there's any ROI on it. Are you going to get a return on this? Why do I want to pay for a course for something I haven't started yet or something I have no idea about and I don't know if it's going to work? So yeah, a little $25, $50 course, and that's going to help them get going.
Yep.
I think that could be great. It could be something too, again, of if someone, wants to be a yoga teacher or personal trainer, those are things you could look into. Again, it doesn't have to be the full cost, right?
Yeah.
But hey, here's
some money
$100 towards that certification.
Yes, exactly.
And that can just help kind of light them up to be like, okay, you believe in me so much that you're putting your money towards me to invest in this, that's the push I needed to invest in myself further. So I am going to go ahead and, invest the rest of my money into that because you showed me that you believed in this path that I want to go down.
Mm-hmm. Hey, girl. Love it. Love the elaboration. And then the other gift idea that I had in the back of my head is books, of course, always in favor of books. Yes. And then ones that are like I got Quincy, I haven't got it for him yet. I got him a STEAM book that has like all these activities for like STEAM stuff for little kids.
What do you mean, like STEAM power?
Science, technology, engineering, and math. So it's like all these like different activities, like you could do like what's that, slime. One night he was like, I want to make slime, and I was like, we don't have all the things. So we got all the things, we made the slime, and then for the one in this particular book, you can add iron to it so that it has like a magnetic pull to it, and you can make like moving slime. And I got it from this local book dealer, which I'll get the information to you so that we could add it into the show notes. It was like a cute little pop-up and I just came across her, but she also has this Lego book where if you have like all these Legos, it gives you the instructional thing to do all this Lego stuff. But like books
without having like the kit, like you're not going and buying like the Star Wars kit that only has things to build that. This is out of your random Lego set. You can build that. Cool. That's cool. That.
And so like also I was talking to someone last night and they were talking about how they got this like paper airplane book, and it's like different ways to build paper airplanes, and then you like compete with other people on like who throws it. And she was like, I got this for my nephew and we used it all freaking day Christmas Day, and it was just like really fun, like having, or like even games or puzzles or things that are activities
interactive
that you can do with your people.
I love that. And that's a perfect segue because that's kind of the last on my list with some stuff for kids, because having a couple of nieces and nephews now, I'm like, I don't know what to get them. And I want to get them something that their parents will appreciate. It's not just
loud
junk
noise toys.
And something that's going to help them. So I ask my sister-in-law a lot about, what to get, other than sometimes there's things like this giant octopus stuffed animal I've been wanting to get Delia for like over a year. Like I just want to get it. But so she's really helpful because she's really into the educational and interactive stuff.
Yeah.
So she gave me a list of things that I'll kind of go through here, some of her favorite brands. And with the book thing, I just ordered a book for Delia. I don't know really what she might be a little young for this book still, but I just wanted to get it. She'll have it forever. It's called When I Grow Up, and it was written by this welder named Ray Ripple, and she's a dovetail maven, a big dovetail ambassador. And so that's how I found out about the book. And yeah, it's like the front picture of this book is a little girl in like a tutu with a welding mask on. And so yeah, it's just, breaking the stigma of the normal. When I grow up, I want to be a ballerina. Like you can be a ballerina and a welder. Like you can be a wrestler and homecoming queen.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can do all these different things. And so just opening the eyes of what all you can do as a little girl, becoming a woman or whatever in your life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to, it'd been in my Amazon cart forever, and I was just re-upping my coffee order, and I was like, fuck it, I'm getting that book. It's $10. Ray is an amazing artist with the welding she does. You'll have to look her up. So yeah, I wanted to support this, and I wanted Delia to have this book. So got that book, and then I got all these ideas from Jen. Some brands she likes are Hape
Right.
Toys, Haba, and Lakeshore Learning, and then Melissa and Doug. So I have all these links of things that she got for her kids recently, and she's got a, God, how old is Thomas? 8 months.
Wow.
Yeah, he's born in May, and it's
Yeah.
December. So yeah, like
Yep.
8 months ish. And then Colin just is a little over 2, and Delia is just a couple months over 4. So she got him from Melissa and Doug. Good thing they can't listen to podcasts and blow
Yeah,
in
right.
there. She got him this freestanding grocery store like
Cute.
setup. It has a little checkout stand, and then like a little karaoke thing to go with it, I guess. So she said, so they can say clean up on aisle 4.
Cute. Oh, that's
So,
so
just
cute.
get some playing together. And let's see. Oh, she just said there's a lot of amazing boxes out there, because I know since they were little, since Delia was a baby, I see these commercials now. I think it's Everly or something,
Mhm.
but every month, or I'm sure you can arrange a couple months or whatever, you get a box, and you can choose the age range of your child. So they'll be like little wooden blocks and puzzles and things like that for like learning development for these different age ranges. So tons of little boxes, she said, that are out there that are fun, that you can just kind of subscribe to each month. And so if you're gifting that, for instance, what I could do is buy like a 3-month subscription for them to
Okay.
said box, whatever.
Sick.
So for 3 months, they're going to get a box from this company that has different toys, and a lot of them are in that like learning development
Yes.
category instead of just like fun. But she also had she said Lego Duplo blocks. So I'm not sure if those are like bigger Legos or something. One of her boxes she listed was a gardening. I know that she's gotten gardening tools for the kids over the last couple of years in the summer and stuff. So that's fun. Just again, teaching them these little things to be working and having fun.
Little tools, man.
Yeah.
All about your tool arsenal. Oh, speaking of, that's one thing I want for Christmas this year is I need some fucking tools. Like just just like a solid, simple like drill and some bits and shit, man. Like I need to up my toolbox, literal toolbox, because I have nothing.
I love that. That's again, I think the biggest thing is really just asking straight up a person, what do you need? And obviously, I think the harder part is people don't say it. Like, I don't tell people, besides my mom, really, like, what do I really need or want or something. Like, oh, nothing.
Yeah.
So
I don't need things.
You might have to do a little investigating or whatnot, but so something like that could come in the form of knowing, like, yeah, here's a little drill kit, or like, okay, Amber needs some tools. She's setting up her life on her own.
Yep.
Here's a gift certificate to Home Depot.
Yes.
Go
or
fill
like,
your shit in.
and I'm all for like freaking hand-me-downs, like hand-me-down tools.
Oh,
give them, baby. Like go through your shit and give me what you don't use anymore.
That's a great idea. Also, I think for these instances, you don't have to think about brand new. Regifting is fine.
Yeah.
Again, obviously know your audience, but someone who's going to appreciate something like you, who will appreciate anything and you'll want it more so because you are like, you care so much about that second usage and sustainability and stuff, that I could send you a box of clothes I don't wear anymore and you're going to love it.
Yes.
And if I throw a bow on it and say Merry Christmas, you're like, oh, how cheap of you, Taryn. Like, ew, rude. You're just getting rid of your garbage. Like, you will love it and appreciate it.
Yes.
So for the person in your life that is that person who will use, you just like use it, like some people are really like, I don't want your old shit, whatever. I'll take it. You're gonna give me some old tools, sure.
Yes. And like for me personally, I hate to be like a tool snob, but like there's just some brands that are better than others. And I know that
Absolutely.
and I'm aware of it. And so yeah, and
Well,
then
that's why you know that if someone were to give that to you because they replaced something in their cupboard or garage or whatnot, that it, even if they've had it for years, it's still such a good quality.
totally.
And they're
Yep.
not like, you can tell when someone's giving you garbage that they're trying to get rid of, or it's something that they know has a lot of life and quality left in it, and they're going to give it to
Yep.
someone who will appreciate it. Because that's where I'm at with, like, that's where you get with clothes.
Yes.
There's plenty of life in a lot of the gear I have, and what it doesn't fit, or I got something new, but I don't think this is ready to be done.
Be
I don't want
done.
to toss
Yes.
it, and I can give it to a thrift store or whatnot, but sometimes I just want to know it's actually going to get used.
Yeah,
And
and see it live on through someone else that you
yep.
care about.
Yeah.
Um,
So actually, that does remind me I have to go through some stuff because I've had stuff for a long time that I've wanted to give you. So
yes, perfect. I would love it.
well, and like I have personally for me with the clothing wise, I don't have a lot of friends that I can like that wear a size that is like similar
Yeah.
to mine. You're still a couple sizes smaller in certain things, but it's gonna fit you the best. And I know that you're gonna
Use
probably
it and love
wear.
it.
Yeah, you have a similar style that
Yes.
I do from most of my friends. So I'm
And
like, oh yeah, she'll actually wear this and use it. So
I'm also not good at shopping. Like clothes shopping, I hate to do. And
so do
you're
I.
good at it. You're very
I
good
am
at it. Like
not good at
I
it.
think you're very good at it. Like I think you're good at it. Like you're better at it than I am. Like that's how terrible I am. Like I absolutely fucking hate shopping.
That's how
Hate
terrible she is at it. That I'm better than
it. I mean, like,
her. That's
and
funny.
it's weird because like I'm all for like aesthetic and like style
Mhm.
and all this stuff, but I just fucking hate shopping. I hate it.
So do I.
I hate it. But so we did a gift guide for children. I wanted to bring up a gift guide for parents, especially parents of young children. Like a
Yeah.
good gift to give people who are in the thick of parenthood right now is a fucking
Mhm.
gift certificate to a local restaurant so that they could get their asses out and on a fucking date. Like I was working at
Yeah,
the
that's so
steakhouse last
great.
night and I can't tell you how many people are like, we don't get out often. We don't like, and it's scary for parents who don't get out often to get out. So get them a
Yeah.
gift to like a new restaurant that opened up or like an activity. Like relationships are hard. And when you have small children, it's even fucking harder. So
What do you think
give,
about with either with that or in place of that, like for the people who don't have the reason that they don't do this is because they don't have child care.
yes,
So if you're maybe if you're close to that family, just like how I used to do as I was a kid for Father's Day or something, like here's a 30-minute
I
foot rub, whatever, never
yes,
cashed in on those or anything, but like, yeah, you're close to this family. Hey, here's, yeah, literally pick a night a week that you
yes,
want to go out and I'll come over and watch the kid. And so
totally.
you don't have to do both. You can do just that for them if you
Yep.
could, if you do have the time and resources, say, here's a gift cert to this restaurant and I'm going to come watch your kid. That's
Yes.
great. But yeah, I don't know, what are some other ways that you could help in those instances that they don't have childcare because you can't just like, here's a gift card to a daycare,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like,
I know the YMCA has kids night out sometimes, which we did that once and Quincy didn't really like it. So it also just depends on your child, but it's also just worth giving it a shot. Like
yeah.
there's some places that are like there's this place in North End Tacoma called the Co-Lab, and it's
Mhm.
where parents can drop their kids off and then go upstairs and work in the office upstairs. So maybe getting
Oh,
like a
cool.
gift certificate to that, to the mom who is a stay-at-home mom or the dad who's a stay-at-home dad, and just like it's
Yeah.
like you can see that they're like they need a fucking break. Like, and also communicate this with them. Like be like, "Hey, I want to gift you some time to yourself. How
Yeah.
can we do this?"
That kind of goes back to the fitness too, like gym or yoga studio, that could be great for someone who is a new parent and you want to make sure like they're, they love working out and now they're not getting that time for whatever
Yeah.
reason. Maybe find one that does offer childcare so they can
Yeah.
feel a little less guilty about trying to go have that time. Or if maybe they literally can't go to the yoga studio because they have all the class times or like they have the kids. So if you can find one that has childcare, then they can get the yoga
Or
in and know that their kid's right there.
yeah.
And if anything, like they're right there. So if anything does happen, especially for the parent who might be, maybe they don't want to leave their kid. Maybe they
Yes.
have that attachment going on that is going to be something that's going to make them feel the most comfortable is childcare that's right there. And
Yeah.
they don't, something happens, they literally step into the next room to be
Yeah.
there for their kid. If
Or
there's any attachment things.
there are some yoga studios that do like a mom and me yoga. So if you have like
Oh
a
yeah.
tiny baby that's not crawling around, or even one that is crawling around, there are classes that have you could do workouts with your kids. Like I know at the YMCA, again, like when Quincy was tiny, I would do this class called stroller fitness, and you just bring your kid with you to class. And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. I
great.
went with you before
Yes.
to
Yes.
that.
It was
Yeah.
so awesome. It's
Yeah.
so awesome. And it's just like a community of other parents who are also looking out for everybody else's children. So there are
And I think
ways.
you know this a lot better than I, having been through it and whatnot. But when you mentioned the date night thing, what I thought of again was just the parents who maybe have a kid who is going through those attachment things that they literally can't leave. They
Yeah.
can't leave them out of their sight or whatnot. So for the date night, if you know someone in those situations that they're kind of stuck at home, then maybe a gift card to ordering in. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of restaurants since COVID,
Love
I
that
think
idea.
still do takeout, and because a lot of restaurants here didn't really do that,
Mm-hmm.
and now a lot of them still do. You can still order to go, and so getting them a gift certificate to that. We don't have things like Uber Eats and whatnot,
Yeah.
so they'd still have to have someone go pick it up. We don't have the delivery option, but yeah, like here's a date night in kind of
Yeah.
thing, like order
Love
out.
that. Or even curating a stocking towards a date night in, like a movie
Yeah.
rental or like some popcorn and like a bottle for some cocktails.
Yeah, fun. Homemade cocktails are good one. I see those a lot in these little kind of knick-knacky stores. There'll be mason jars full
Yeah.
of the ingredients to make like an infused cocktail. So all you have to do is add the liquor, and then yeah, it just infuses for however long, and then you just mix it right up. And I love those things. Those can be pretty pricey too, which for me sometimes are the things like,
Yeah.
oh, this is pretty expensive, but it would be really inexpensive if I just bought the dried cinnamon stick and dried some oranges myself. So
Yes.
those could be really fun to make. Maybe we should try to get Hillary to come up with some ideas like that.
Yes.
She's
a
loving her
mixologist.
cocktail. Yeah. And doing that and seeing if she'll come up with a couple
look at us. Just
ideas.
call it Santa's fucking helpers, dude. We are
Totally.
like on fire.
Elfin it up. Andrew doesn't even hear what you are saying, but he just sees my actions and is laughing at me.
Elfin up, baby. Santa's freaking helpers. Hi, Andrew.
Amber says hi.
Hi, Amber.
He says hi. You might have been able to hear him, I guess. But
yep, I did.
Oh, he heard you. Oh, interesting. Anyways, yeah, I think we got a lot of great ideas, and especially when we throw it all together in a place where you all can go and see it, because unless you're listening with a notepad, there might be some great ideas you thought of that you want to remember and might not. So like I said, there will be resources in the show notes. And I love this because I got a little worried. I always get a little worried, like, do we have enough ideas? But as we talk, we come up with some great ideas. And I think that could get all your brains thinking too. And some people are just really great at giving gifts, but I think I've come up with
so good.
a ton, especially for like white elephants, even the little mocktail thing, like the
Yeah.
DIY things you can do yourself.
Yes.
And those just always have a little more meaning. It means you put a little more effort into it than just
Yes.
buying that candle or little jarred cocktail. So, God, I just wish all three of us could be together and we could do like a fun. I had a vision of being almost like the news segments when they do like cooking with
Yes.
whatever. like, like Hillary there and me and you. Like, okay, so all right, Hillary, what do we do now?
Yes.
Like,
Oh my God, that would
send
be
your
so
dog.
freaking lovely.
Like,
Maybe we could
make
do
our little
another
cocktail.
live with that.
Yeah. Oh
I
wait,
know
yeah,
I would love it.
totally. That would be so fun. I'm like volunteering her for stuff
Yes.
as I always do. But that would be so fucking fun to
Yes.
do. Like and be able to make an actual little video at it that we're following through. But anyways, yeah, I think we've got plenty of ideas now.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. And we'll have more to come and we'll post ideas as they come up, either add them to said blog or show notes or kind of feature them on Instagram. Going to try to put some more posts out at a regular basis, but we both have a lot going on, so we don't get much out on social media other than some stories here and there in our like weekly post about our weekly episode. But another plea to all you listeners out there is just engage with us, please, by sharing the show, subscribing to the show, number one. Downloads help. Like all of these numbers and stats, they do help us to be able to grow. Because if we want to grow and reach out to some sponsors and whatnot, I gotta have something to show the people. So your subscribes and shares and downloads really, really, really do help, even if you think it's like nothing and goes unnoticed. It 100% goes noticed. And that also goes with engagement on social media and stuff too. So any likes and shares and comments you can leave on those posts, I feel like a broken record asking since I started my business 5 years ago. Just constantly feel like I'm asking people for help on those things, but that is small business. I mean,
Yes.
you gotta
Community.
fucking ask, and I hate asking, but I've gotten better at it
baby.
over the 5 years because I have to if I want to make this shit happen. Like, gotta straight up ask for your help out there. So yes, like I said, those things, and I hate social media. I do. I'm not a big fan of it, but gotta use it. And sometimes it's fun, but really I hate feeling like I gotta grovel for people to share or like my shit. But it really does matter for
It
these
matters. It
small
makes such a
businesses
huge difference.
that
And it's the smallest effort on your end, other people's ends.
you're already scrolling. I know
Yes.
you're still scrolling. Even a lot of my friends who I used to interact with, like a lot of people are not that active on social media anymore because I think we hit a burnout point of it. And I get it. But even so, like Andrew, for instance, not a poster. He's made like his whole Instagram. He has like 100 posts over fucking 10 years or something. He doesn't, if that, he doesn't post. But I know for damn sure he scrolls. And so I know there's a lot of people out there. They're not always posting, but you're still on it scrolling. And so just that little tappity tap or a comment here and there, a reply to a story, that shit does help. Okay. So here I am again begging.
Yes.
All I want for Christmas is to not beg. So yeah.
Never.
But, yeah, I think that's a wrap for us. Thank you, guys, and keep a lookout for a link to join chats. I really enjoyed using this platform, and I'd love to have the interactiveness more often. So I think we'll keep using it and trying to get this chat going. So, like I said, keep a lookout for the chats. We record at different times through the weeks and whatnot, but we'll post the link to the Instagram story, and yeah, you can save it or just come back to the story and find it in the Instagram bio. It'll be there too, for each time we do it. And yeah, hop on in and chat with us, chat with others. That's all I got. Amber, you got anything?
Happy holidays, guys. I'm a Grinch. I always have been, but this is like getting me amped for the holiday and like giving back to my people and giving back to my community and just like not being a Grinch.
I think you said some key things there, and that was, giving back to the community and not thinking of it in that consumerism materialistic way. I think we've got some great ideas to just be able to, instead of necessarily, I say it a lot, like, especially for work, I'm the marketer, so we talk about the holidays, but the holiday spirit, we can just talk about sharing the love, right? It is just a time of year that we know that that's around, and it can be hard for people for many reasons, for family reasons. They might be alone. They might have lost family. There's just so many reasons that holidays can be hard. They can be hard because maybe you don't have the finances to be able to give like you want to give. So holidays are just hard for a lot of people. So how can we just create a lot more love around it and not make it about like just gift giving, but like giving and sharing our love instead and time. Yeah.
Being conscientious, like spending especially if you've experienced loss, like if you're grieving someone, the holidays are very hard. If you experience depression, if you had a hard fucking year and just haven't been able to pull yourself out, just give your love, give your time, be conscious, be caring.
Yeah, absolutely. Because whether you celebrate or not, the times can just be hard because it's in your face. It's down our throats and in your face that like, happy, yeah, go lucky, this, that, and the other.
Yeah. Or like
not that
commercials where people are gifting cars. Yeah. That's the one that gets me the most. I'm like, who the fuck gifts cars for Christmas? I said that to my therapist once and she was like, oh, you've never gotten a car for Christmas? And I'm like, no, bitch. Like, what?
Hilarious.
I'm
Me either.
sorry, but what?
But my dad did do that for my mom.
Hey.
And
but your dad,
I'd have to I'd have to figure out the whole story. This was in no way like, here's a new Lexus, brand new, but it was a Chevy Lumina, 1993 or something, and it was definitely not a brand new car, but it had a bow on it. He had it out, and it was a big thing because for them, like, that was the newest car they've had, and it wasn't a brand new. So, but I just had that memory. Like, I remember coming out on the porch and seeing it, and it was like that they went from like a old ass like 80s like boat size Buick to this. So it meant a lot. So again, just kind of reiterating the point that it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be the brand new, super expensive thing, but that that's going to mean so much to that person that, and they were young, they were real young then still. So like that was a very huge thing for them. So yeah, everything's relative.
Totally.
It looks different. So
love that.
It doesn't have to be that car. But maybe you got that person, a new tire.
Yeah. Hey, oh my God, that's a great gift. People need new tires, man.
Exactly. It's like they don't need a new car, but maybe here's an oil change. Like, just little things.
Still out here being Santa's helper. We better stop.
We gotta stop. We've gone over a bit. This has been the longest episode in a while, but we've done longer. But anyways, thanks for sticking around, guys. Hope you got a lot of ideas. And like I said, we've still got some weeks till Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate, whatever gifts you need to give. So shoot us your ideas your way. We'd love to share them with the community. And we'll talk to y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye. We hope you enjoyed this episode and would do us a huge favor, since we don't have any sponsors or anything like that, and would rate and review us on whatever platform it is you use, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, whatever it is. And if you're listening and downloading just through the website, tearingituppodcast.com, leave comments. We'll definitely engage back with you. And on social media right now, we're just on Instagram. Tearing It Up Podcast is the handle. Like the post, share the post, comment on the post, whatever it is you got. Show us your love so we just stay relevant and show up in the rankings at all. So again, rate and review, please. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.